Our story begins in an ancient era of myth and magic, focusing on Varvatos, a human who transcended his mortality to become the Demon Lord. He was so impossibly powerful that he could destroy armies with a wave of his hand. However, this power came with a heavy cost: solitude. The rest of humanity viewed him not as a leader, but as a monster to be feared or a deity to be worshipped from afar. No one could stand beside him as an equal. Realizing that his life was devoid of genuine connection, Varvatos made a drastic decision. He chose to reincarnate, manipulating his own destiny to be born 3,000 years later. His goal was simple: to be average, to be normal, and finally, to make real friends. Chapter 2. A New Life as a Nobody. He is reborn as Ard Meteor, the 10-year-old son of a seemingly ordinary couple in a rural village. As Ard grows, he notices a strange anomaly: the level of magic in this new era has plummeted. Spells that were considered basic child's play in his previous life are now considered lost magic. Fortunately, Ard retains his immense magical knowledge and physical conditioning, making it easy for him to regain his fighting prowess. However, Ard faces a new challenge. He is socially incompetent. Desperate for friendship, his intense approach and overwhelming aura terrify the local village children, who flee from him, thinking he is creepy. Fate intervenes when Ard wanders into the forest and finds a young elf girl, Irina, cornered by a wolf. After watching her defeat the beast, Ard awkwardly attempts to strike up a conversation. His intensity once again scares the girl, and she rejects his request for friendship, running to her father, Allhide. It turns out Allhide is a close friend of Ard's parents. Seeing this connection, Ard convinces himself that he and Irina are destined to be best friends. He pursues this goal relentlessly, despite repeated rejections. Chapter 3. The Goblin Attack and a Bond Forged. Peace is shattered when a horde of goblins attacks the town. While the villagers flee and Ard's father holds the line, Ard realizes Irina is still missing in the mountains. He rushes to find her. To the shock of Allhide and his father, Ard activates a flight spell, a legendary ability thought to be extinct, and zooms off. In the mountains, Irina is surrounded. Overwhelmed by trauma from past betrayals by friends, she gives up, dropping her weapon and accepting death. Just as the goblins strike, Ard descends like a meteor. With a casual wave of his hand, he obliterates the goblins in seconds. He offers his hand to Irina, promising that if she becomes his friend, he will never betray her and will stay by her side forever. Moved by his power and sincerity, Irina finally accepts him. Chapter 4. The Academy and the Succubus. Years pass. A now teenage Irina surprises Ard by sneaking into his bed, suggesting they enroll in the prestigious magic academy together. Upon arrival, they are accepted immediately. It is revealed that Ard's parents and Irina's father are actually the three great heroes who once saved the world, meaning Ard, who wanted to be a nobody, is practically royalty in the magic world. In class, Ard wants to keep a low profile, but his lineage attracts unwanted attention. The situation escalates when they witness a succubus named Ginny being bullied by Elrod, an arrogant noble who claims Ginny is his property due to her inferior status. Ard, unable to stand injustice, intervenes. Elrod challenges him to a duel. The duel is overseen by their instructor, Olivia, who was actually one of Varvatos' generals in his past life, though she doesn't recognize Ard yet. During the fight, Ard realizes Elrod is weak, using fancy names for basic spells. Annoyed, Ard decides to demonstrate true magic. He overwhelms Elrod, forcing him to surrender. However, Ard slips up. In the heat of the moment, he uses double casting, using two powerful spells simultaneously. Olivia confronts him, stunned, as this is a lost art. Ard nervously lies, claiming anyone can do it, confusing Olivia but deepening her suspicion. Chapter 5. The Dungeon and the Minotaur. To test her students, Olivia sends the class into a monster-filled dungeon. Ard and Irina team up with Ginny. Ginny, traumatized by years of abuse, has zero confidence. Ard decides to mentor her, teaching her a technique from his past life called spell chaining to speed up her magic. Disaster strikes when the floor collapses, dropping the trio into the lair of the dungeon boss, a massive minotaur. While the girls freeze in fear, Ard stops the beast's giant axe with a single finger. He decides to use this moment as a teaching opportunity. He beats the minotaur to within an inch of its life and encourages Ginny to finish it. Remembering how she used to wish for the demon lord to save her, Ginny realizes she can save herself. She defeats the boss, gaining her confidence and 2 best friends. Chapter 6: Betrayal and the Dragon Queen. Back at the academy, life gets complicated. Ginny falls in love with Ard, leading to a comedic rivalry with Irina. The headmaster, seeking funding, organizes a grand student battle tournament. Ginny and Irina enter, fueled by Ard's training, and dominate the competition to reach the finals. But the tournament is a trap. Demons infiltrate the arena. The teacher, Jessica, stabs Irina's father in the back and reveals her true identity. She is Elzer, the Dragon Queen. She kidnaps Irina to sacrifice her to a monster known as the Orphan of Chaos, to summon an evil god. Ard tracks them to Elzer's lair. He slaughters the cultists and the Chaos Beast effortlessly. Elzer, desperate, reveals her heritage as a descendant of evil gods to provoke Ard, but he simply doesn't care. Elzer assumes her true dragon form and fires a cataclysmic laser. Ard blocks it, tells Irina to look away, and briefly unleashes his true form as Varvatos. Summoning the spirit of his ancient comrade, Lydia, Ard obliterates Elzer with a spell called Atom Zero. He returns to his human form before Irina looks back, securing her safety. Chapter 7: The Girl from the Past. Later, a girl named Sylphie emerges from a dungeon where time flows differently. She has been training for what felt like a few years, but in the outside world, 3,000 years have passed. A mysterious masked man informs her that her sister, Lydia, and the demon lord Varvatos are dead, and that Varvatos has reincarnated as Ard. Sylphie storms the academy. She believes Ard is responsible for Lydia's death. She challenges Ard to a duel. Ard wins effortlessly, which enrages Sylphie. She summons a cursed sword that begins to drain the life of the students. Irina snaps Sylphie out of her rage by reminding her of Lydia's kindness. The class eventually reconciles with Sylphie. They decide to put on a play for the school festival depicting the life of Varvatos, with Ard playing himself, ironically. They also host a maid cafe, with risque outfits designed by Ginny, which becomes a chaotic success. Chapter 8: The Sword King Tournament and Resolution. The story culminates in the Sword King Tournament. A mysterious masked man manipulates events from the shadows. The prize is a replica of Lydia's sword. In the tournament, Ard faces Olivia. He tries to hold back but accidentally knocks her out of the ring with too much force, getting disqualified for excessive magic. This leaves Irina and Ginny to duel, with Irina taking the victory. However, the masked man makes his move. He brainwashes Sylphie, showing her fake memories of Ard killing Lydia. Sylphie combines the replica sword with the real holy sword sealed in the academy, gaining immense power. She attacks Ard with lethal intent. Ard is forced to defend himself, revealing glimpses of his demon lord power. But rather than fighting back with hate, he holds his ground until the spirit of the real Lydia manifests. Lydia speaks to Sylphie, breaking the mind control and revealing that her death was not Ard's fault. The masked man, frustrated, tries to seize the swords himself, but they reject him as he is too weak. Ard seizes the moment and eliminates the villain. The story concludes with Lydia's spirit encouraging Sylphie to live a full, happy life in this new era, rather than seeking revenge. Peace returns, but Ard's quiet life is as far away as ever, surrounded by powerful girls who adore him. And that concludes the recap. The story of a demon lord who just wanted a normal life but couldn't stop being extraordinary. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a big like on the video to support more content like this.